gentlemen, please welcome Olympic medalist and broadcaster Otto Bolden.
I am a four-time Olympic medalist, which sounds very good until you hear the resume of my next guest. He has 22 Olympic medals, 18 of which are gold. Here's a clip.
Michael Phelps looking for Olympic history. When Phelps is in the pool, everybody's here, including the president.
Nobody can match the speed and the endurance that Michael Phelps has. I don't know if he's going to catch him. He gets it done again. He did it. Oh, he did it. He gets it done again for the second straight Olympics.
Only one has won 8 gold medals in a single Olympics. That is the kind of feat that just may never be surpassed. Not only with Olympic gold, but with world records in each and every one of them.
The USA with this huge lead over France is 2.84. It is insurmountable, but Aniel is making sure they get the silver. He can see Phelps now. He's 2.5 body lengths behind him.
It was around a 51-second first 100 for Michael Phelps, so that was a very fast first 100 metres for a 200 metres.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Phelps. Welcome. Welcome, Michael. Good morning, everyone. I want to start first by asking about your experience last night at the opening ceremony. So you're carrying the flag and causing much mayhem. Tell me what was that like?
Well, last night was my first ever opening ceremonies that I've ever been a part of.
Right, because you swim, so you usually have to skip those.
Yeah, because we compete the very first day. So for me, I was like, I stood right at the bottom of the tunnel and watched all the athletes come out, and you could feel the energy just coming out. And you know, I guess I kind of thought back to what it would have been like if I was able to experience that.
Right.
But just to see the expression on their faces, it was awesome. It was so much fun to watch. It literally, I was talking to a couple of people last night, and it just sent chills up my body. And then being able to carry the flag, and I guess we did cause some ruckus. I just tried to escape and just sort of duck around everybody, and I went and sort of was high-fiving some of the athletes, and next thing you know, there were a couple of people that were up on stage speaking, and there was just a swarm of athletes and this gigantic roar that was let out, and I felt so bad. I felt so bad because we didn't want to take away from what they were doing, but it was just awesome. It was a good experience for me, and something I'll never forget.
So we all saw your amazing performances in Beijing, in London, even before that in Athens. And then you went away, and then we heard Phelps is coming back. And a couple people I knew said, the guy's got 22 medals. He's going to come back and do what? He's going to get a 23, 24? I think to civilians, so people who have never competed at the highest level, they look at a comeback and they go, why? So that's the question. Why come back with all the success that you've had over the last decade or so?
It's honestly, it's really easy, and it's because I wanted to.
Huh?
I mean, that's
and you can.
honestly, that's it. You know, I spent about a year and a half away from the sport, and you know, it was okay. You know, I got to travel and play golf a lot and
spend time with the family, because you know athletes are always retiring to spend more time with their family.
No, that's not the case. That wasn't the case. I spend more time with my family now that I'm back in the water. But it was just something that I still knew that I could do, and I could do at the best level.
Right.
And you know, when I said that to my coach, he at first thought I was crazy. And I guess I called him at it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night one day, and I called him, and I was like, what do you think about me coming back? And he was like, call me in the morning. So I called him the next morning, and he knew that I was for real. And I got back to Baltimore, and we had a meeting, and he was like, we're going to do this the right way, and that's how we've been doing it. And I'm in a much better place now than I probably have ever been in my career. You know,
Really?
like I don't remember feeling this happy around the water consistently. I mean, probably since I was in high school.
Is it because the pressure's gone?
I don't know. I honestly don't. You know, going into 2012, I felt like I had to finish there.
Right.
You know, or like I had to make it to 2012. Now I'm just having fun.
Right.
And I think that's just it's the best way to go into anything. And yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm swimming faster times than I have in workout in a long time, and
Wow.
I'm getting ready to compete in 2 weeks. So fingers crossed. Hope we do well.
All right. Best of luck with that. Tell us about the Special Olympics and your involvement in it. Was there a moment for you where you decided, you know what, this is something I want to get involved in, and here's why?
You know, it's an honor to me to be a global ambassador. And for me, growing up as a kid, I was picked on. I was made fun of. I mean, I used to always remember.
For
I would
your
have
height?
It was mainly because of the size of my ears, to be honest.
Ah, okay. But you grew into them.
I guess. I don't know. You know, I mean, I used to remember just kids, you know, I'd flick them in school, and it would drive me insane. And I mean, I can still remember to this day, I remember the teacher and her name in middle school who told me that I would never succeed in anything that I would ever put my mind to.
Huh, what's her name again?
I'm not going to say that.
We'd like to call her up live, actually, so we can get some comments from her.
So, you know, and you know, I think it's like, for me, I was able to channel that energy into doing something that I loved.
Right.
And something that I was very passionate about. And I was given the chance to do that. And you know, my coach was, you know, he coached me and dealt with all the stuff that I gave him over the last 20 years.
Right.
Which is I'm not fun to coach. It's not all candy canes and all these.
I don't think
sweets.
anybody is.
No,
though.
it's been a long road, but you know, I believe that everybody deserves a chance, and everybody deserves a chance to be able to show really what they can do. So for me, it's more of an honor to be here than anything else.
Well, it's certainly our honor to have you here as well. Thank you for being here. When we look back at your career, we saw some of it in the clip. There's so many, you know, nail-biting, get up off the sofa, oh my gosh, did you just see that moments that you've had in your career? But what's your favorite?
You know, it's so weird. I look at some of those videos. I saw some, and I was standing there, and I was like, man, my stroke is terrible.
Yeah. Compared to whom? Compared to me, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the best ones are. It's hard. I don't say the 1/100th. You know, I think that was a great race, and I think everything happened for a reason, and I was at the right place at the right time. You know, for me, the first one was one of the coolest. You know, sort of never ever forgetting exactly where my mom and I shared that first gold medal through a chain-link fence in Athens, Greece, because I was unable to get to my mom, so we just I passed it through this little chain-link fence. You know, I think 2008, probably 200 free. You know, I look at that race and today still and say that's probably the best race I've ever swam in my life from start to finish. Just
Right.
It was kind of over at 15 meters, and I was in the best shape possible. My stroke was perfect. Everything about that race was just, to me, was the best.
Okay, well, Michael, at this point, simply because we don't often have a 22-time Olympic medalist in the house, we're going to give you guys, the audience, a chance to ask some questions of Michael. So if we have a mic that's going around, if you guys have a question for Michain. Yeah.
These lights are hot
Yeah,
up here.
lights are hot.
I'm
I'm sure you're not used to the spotlight at all.
No, I'm usually in a bathing suit, not in clothes.
While we're waiting on the question, I know you're a golfer.
Oh,
Tell me
I don't know.
how's your swing these days?
I don't know if I'm a golfer.
And does it affect you now that you're going back into the pool?
I don't spend as much time on the golf course as I did going into 2012.
Right.
Hopefully we see better results now. Because I spent a lot of time before I went into the last Olympics on the golf course. So it's okay. It's not great. I don't have enough time to really get out there. I pretty much
you sound like every other golfer in the room.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's
yeah.
okay.
I just go out and hack around and enjoy being outside for 4 or 5 hours. I guess that's about it.
We have a question from Mike 8 over here on the left.
My name is Jahai, and I wanted to know what inspired you and who inspired you, to keep going and keep getting more medals and more medals.
I started at a very young age setting goals and setting very, very, very high goals. I wanted to be the first swimmer to do anything you could possibly think of. And I started thinking about those goals when I was probably 11 years old. When my coach told me that I could become an Olympian at 15, for some strange reason, I decided to trust him. It worked. But after that, I was so discouraged that I didn't medal. I was 5th in my first Olympics at 15. I didn't tie my suit. It was my first time out of the country. I mean, I was literally not prepared at all. But I wanted so much more. And I could never, ever settle unless I was the absolute best. And I still wanted to be better and better every day. So my goals were, I want to be as perfect as I can. No one's perfect in this world. But I wanted to try to be the perfect swimmer in every way, and I literally just worked as hard as I could until I got there. And I don't think that I've used everything to achieve the highest level that my body and myself can to this day. I still think there's more, whatever that means. I love what I've done in my career. It's been an amazing joyride. But I'm looking forward to next year even more. And I looked up to Michael Jordan really as a kid because of what he did and how he changed the sport of basketball. That's what I wanted to do in the sport of swimming, and we've come a long way from 2000 in my first Olympic Games, and we're only going to keep getting better and better.
No doubt about that. Question here in the center. Mike 7.
Hi, Svetlana Sengri. Hi, Michael. Your story inspires the whole world. Thank you for being you. And I would like to know, what was the biggest challenge in your life, and how did you overcome it?
Honestly, I don't know what my biggest challenge in my life was. It's hard to really put a finger on one. I mean, I've had challenges throughout my whole entire life, and I guess always thinking positively, always, I have a great support system. My family and friends are really, obviously your family is your family, but my friends are real friends, and they are with me through ups and downs, and it's really, I don't even know, to be honest, what my hardest challenge is. Nothing by any means has been easy at all in what I've done and what I've been able to do. And I think why I've been able to do it is because I've thought that I could do it. There was no limit to anything that I thought. I was literally always reaching for the stars and wasn't going to give up until I knew that I had tried as hard as I could. And that's part of the reason why I'm still here.
How about a follow-up to that question, and that is, I remember the hype surrounding you heading into Beijing, because you had put it out there what you wanted to do.
Sure.
Not a challenge to overcome that kind of pressure, because, athletes going into a meet where they're expected to be perfect, you talked about perfection.
Right.
You're expected to be perfect and perfect and perfect to pull off this big dream.
Sure.
No pressure for you at all?
I mean, I think you can look at pressure in a lot of different ways. It's like, I'm a human being. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to swim as fast as I can and do whatever I can to compete at my best. And the only thing that's gotten me ready for that is the training that I've done.
Right.
So, I prepare myself for, in case my suit rips, in case my cap falls off, in case my goggles fill up with water, which they did in 2008.
In case you don't tie the suit.
Yeah. So it's like, I learned that at 15. I learned that at a very early age. But I prepare myself for every single thing possible. And I still do that today. I was visualizing the other day, and I was thinking about a race that I have coming up. And I thought about the exact perfect scenario of I would be the happiest kid on the pool deck if I could do it. And then I thought about the worst case scenario, or, what if this happened? What if that happened? And, you know, what if, I don't know, anything. And that's been something that I was taught at a very young age by my coach to always do, because you never know what's going to happen at that very given day and that very given moment. So that was just something that I guess I've done enough that I still do.
We have a question on the right here, I believe number 6. Mike 6.
Regarding preparation for the unexpected, you talk about those things that you think may happen, could happen, and that you would respond. Recently, 3-time world champion Nick Fanning was surfing in J Bay and had the two sharks come up on him. Tell me a little bit more about the unexpected moments you've had in your career that would be similar to Nick's.
Nothing.
Have you thought about any sharks in the pool?
No. I know those sharks are not going to be in the pool. That was unbelievable, too. I still can't believe that.
Yeah.
I've watched that video so many times. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I just prepare myself for what I know happens in the pool. I know I'm not going to have any other friends swimming underneath of me. I was talking to a gentleman earlier about that. He was an open water swimmer, and I was like, yeah, that's not me. Because I don't like not being able to see what's underneath of me or what could come up and swim right up to me. That's, no,
So if you want to beat Michael Phelps.
Yeah, take me open water. It's fine.
Yeah, opaque pools. Yes. Mike 8? Yes, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Mitch Kelly, and I'm from Illinois, and I would like to know where you keep your medals.
In a large warehouse.
And I am a Special Olympics athlete.
I think there's probably only one person in this, maybe a handful of people in this world who know where my medals are. I'll say that. And I
Top
will
secret
say,
location.
Yeah, I will say I probably have only looked at them about once or twice altogether, because there are so many other things that I want to do, whether it's in the pool or out of the pool. My goals are nonstop. And this is a stepping stone in my life that will help me achieve my goals farther down the road.
Michael, it's been such a, absolutely. We feel so honored that you've joined us this morning. Thank you very much
No
for
problem.
being here.
It's a
And
pleasure.
before you go, though, we have a little presentation.
I don't know if these guys want to answer questions. It's hot. Gosh. I'm not used to being in front of all these lights, guys. I'm a fish out of water.
Literally.
Yeah.
In recognition of Michael Phelps' outstanding excellence as an athlete and his social impact movement, the Michael Phelps Foundation, which focuses on growing the sport of swimming and promoting healthy and active lives, I would hereby request His Excellency Sheikh Faisal to please come forward and give this gift on behalf of Doha Goals.
Well done.